AI SEO for car dealers. What is it? What do we do about it? Is it just fugazi? Should we do anything about it? Is good AI ranking just traditional SEO? What does AI even mean? There's so much AI floating around here. What are we supposed to do about it? Let's unpack it a little bit, right? That was a better clap. David Feldman-Makrias, I'm impressed. That's going to be a good start to a good conversation, right? So, AI. We've been talking about it more on this channel. I've been discussing it more with my clients now. I've been discussing it every day with my team now. What does it mean? Well, it's supposed to be a $10 trillion industry in the next decade for that's the estimate, right? For the preference of marketing. And what that really means to me right now is you go to ChatGPT and you look something up. You go to Gemini and you look something up. Those are the two, I'd say, front runners right now. ChatGPT because it's got the name and the brand, and then Gemini because it's Google powered and Google has all the data, right? And we might get into an era where you just ChatGPT something, just like what? Just like we just Google something, right? So we might get into that era. But with that, I want to explain a little bit more about the term AI and break it down because there are a lot of AI isms in the car dealer space and in any local business, because I talk to other local businesses as well. 85% of my clientele is car dealers, but the other 15% represent local businesses, e-commerce companies. So I'm speaking to you guys too here. And if we go into Gemini, a contextual definition of AI, right? Because I'm going to use AI to talk about AI. Why would we not? This simple definition is a computer system that simulates human intelligence to perform tasks like learning, reasoning, and making predictions. So what that essentially means is that we have computer level based intelligence, but like computer derived human based intelligence. Now here's the big thing. Not all AI is the same. AI is a technology that powers many disparate, wow, cool word, products across the dealership. So basically this brain, right? Maybe not this brain, the AI brain, essentially can be latched onto anything with software application, data, stuff where you need to analyze big things or contextualize speech or a bunch of this stuff. It's essentially hooking little brains on all parts of your business to make it that much better. That's really what the term AI is. So when these vendors come to you, okay, and they try to sell you a bill of goods, AI this, AI that, and then maybe you go to a 20 group and everybody's like, oh, I'm into AI this and I'm into AI that. Well, okay, but there's different business applications of AI. What we primarily talk about as a business application on this channel is artificial intelligence in the terms of marketing and advertising, reaching out to people that may be or may not be aware of your store, brand, product, car, whatever, but we want to push a message out at them and bring them in. Classic search-based marketing is pulling in. That's why it's intent-based. That's why so much money is being flocked to Google right now. And I think it's a freaking mistake. I really do. I see OEMs, Stellantis, Ford, especially the domestic ones, and even the imports, Nissan. I see these big OEMs dumping and pouring so much money into Google ads, but not really diving into like the technicalities of it and not really diving into the sophistication of how we can layer campaign settings, this and that. Just where they just dump a bunch of money in like a big pitcher of whatever, and then it just boosts up the prices. It's tough, right? It's tough. Now, if we take that back to AI, I don't know. I see the future, really the current and the future. If you want to integrate and solidify your brand, organic presence is always going to be the way. It's organic. Organic search has been the last, 2 decades. Now it's organic answer. How can you be the organic answer? And I like the term AEO the best. But before we get into all that, I'm kind of going all around. Before we get into all of that, let's talk about the AI tools that dealers use, the primary function, and then what it means to the dealership as far as business application, right? So one of the ones that's common is chatbots, website chat. Okay? Chatbot, immediate customer interaction and triage. This could be somewhat considered marketing, but I tend to not think so because guess what? If you put an AI chat on your website, you think that your website's just found? No, it's not the marketing part. It's more of the conversion part and maybe lead handling, but it's not the marketing part. The marketing part is going out there, getting customers, bringing them to you through paid ads, organic means, whatever, TV, radio, billboards. So if we look at the context in the dealership, this is all about when customers are already on the site. And when I think of website chat, let's go to Ford dealer in Dallas. 5-star Ford. Let's see if they have chat. Chat live, text us. Looks like Carnell to me. Yep, I'd say it's Carnell. So that's their chat. That's what I mean by chat or website chat, right? So, as far as that goes, that's what that means. Now, let's go into something else. BDC development, Business Development Center. Prioritizing and scoring leads, generating content templates. Internal operational helps the team manage leads more efficiently. So again, this is lead management. AI can go into your CRM, help analyze all the different leads and touch points and criteria that people are responding to and how often and the cadence. And then it could learn how your leads are handled and then streamline them to give your team the hottest leads, right? And that's something that Auto Alert and Mastermind and all these other companies, prioritization of leads. They have these many touch points. You haven't engaged with them. They're hot in this car. You have it, blah, 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 blah. So that's out there as well, BDC development, right? But again, that's not marketing and advertising. That's lead handling. What's next? I called it AI data screening, however, data, tomato, potato, whatever you want to call it. Identifying high-value buyers, fraud detection, F&I analysis, helps the dealer understand their data. So I like this in the form of this is an ultimate marketing play too. Put the AI brain in the DMS system. And car dealer DMS systems are so antiquated. That's why the Techion is interesting because it's new. But oh my God, it's so Reynolds, Ray, and CDK are just so intertwined into the nervous system of a dealership that it's so costly to switch and not play nice with other vendors, and it's tough. Kudos to Techion to try and bolster that, but. That's the gold mine. Take your DMS data, hook it to your CRM, make sure they all talk to each other in the right way, and then have AI go through your data every day constantly and figure out the right marketing messaging, the right email script, the right this, the right that, to send to the customers with a human on top of it to make sure you steer it right. That's gold. That's gold. Marketing to your existing customer base is gold. So I really like the data screening, and I think it would really play into, from a variable ops side, your CRM and DMS management, and then from a fixed ops side, just your DMS and maybe your service X time or whatever it is, service scheduler. That's what's really going to help propel your business. If I were in charge of the IT of a business, I would do that, number one, because that's the most value for the business. It's also the biggest ticket item to do. Now, there's a little bit of marketing in there, but it's not necessarily going out and getting new customers. It's not necessarily going out and getting new customers. So when we hear about AI CRM or AI DMS or AI BDC or AI agent or AI phone calls or AI lead management or AI chatbot. Those are all AI, but they're not necessarily the AI that we talk about on this channel. What we talk about is the AI marketing. I want to show up in organic and paid search and organic answer, and dare I say, paid answer. Because guess what? ChatGPT is going to come out with ads. Google's going to have to as well. I mean, AI overviews, supposedly, there are little organic and paid ads within the AI overview. I haven't had too many examples yet, but that's what's going to happen because guess what? These companies want revenue. And where does Google get all their money from, right? Where does Google make all of their money from? Ad revenue. It's money from advertising. It counts roughly of 80% of its revenue in just 2023. Right? Okay. How much money is spent on Google ads per year? Ready for this? There's not a single figure. Google's annual advertising revenue reached approximately $237 billion. Yeah, $237 billion in 1 year. Now, to put this in perspective, though, AI marketing when it comes to answer engine optimization is supposed to be a $10 industry in the next decade. That's a crap ton of money. Crap ton. So why is that happening? Because that's where the eyeballs are. That's where the eyeballs are going to go. You might even be using AI for, you might be even using AI just like I am here and not even realizing it, and you think you're on Google, right? So that's the blend. That's the blend. So when we go back here, we need to figure out ways, and we have and are, to optimize content. And when I say content content can be, when I first think of content, I think of it as written words on a page, like a blog page. It's a content page. But really, it's thoughts and ideas put on some contextual form, whether it be physical or digital. Usually starts long form written, and then we can break that out into short form posts, short form written, long form video, short form video, and publicize it all these different places. And there's a method to the madness. And there's not one key way to do this. I don't care what people tell you right now. Everybody's still learning about this stuff. Some people may crack the code for now, but the smart ones may have cracked the code for now, but also realize that it's ever evolving and changing, and they're going to have to ever evolve and change. But if you look about principles, the principles will remain the same. The best value will win. You need to create the best value information to your customer base, which means you really need to know your customers. Really need to know them. So, optimizing content for Google's AI overview and generative search results. Notice there's this AEO and GEO. The industry hasn't decided yet which they're going with. I've heard more about AEO, which is answer engine optimization. I used to be more of a proponent of GEO, which is generative engine optimization, but answer engine just makes sense. Just like SEO, a search engine, answer engine. You get an answer for whatever question you have. So, proactive ensures the dealer gets found by customers who are searching. Searching, I don't like that word. It's not searching. Get found by customers that are asking questions. How many customers come in the door and ask a question? Any question. All of them? We just need to know what questions they ask and bring them in. So, when we deep dive into this, like the primary ones, Google's AI Overview, which I just showed here. This is AIO or AI Overview. And GAO, why did it say GAO? Explains how GAO synthesizes information to provide a single immediate answer. Oh, they're abbreviating Google's AI Overview, GAO. I call it AIO. It's just easy. EIEIO. Thinking of old McDonald. But we talk about some of this stuff on here. And the reason I wanted to make this video is, again, emphasize, this is about the marketing component. This is about the marketing. AI, SEO for car dealers. So some things that we need to unpack is, okay, is AI just another form of SEO? Like, what's the real difference between AI, AEO, and SEO? One optimizes for answers, one optimizes for searches. The most important takeaway is that AEO, GEO does not replace SEO, it builds upon it. That's a great way to put it. You need a foundational layer of SEO in order to have AEO. Let me do that one more time. You need to have a fundamental layer of SEO in order to have AEO work for you. It needs to happen. That doesn't mean they're the same thing, though. Okay? When we think about a car, right? When we think about a car, let's take Porsche, because I like Porsches. The 911 is the quintessential flagship Porsche. Has been for whatever amount of decades, 7 decades, or whatever it is. When you order a 911, you can order a 911 Carrera, let's call it, and that's a naturally, well, no, it's not any longer naturally aspirated. They're all turbos. But, back in the, let's say, 996, 997 era, like early 2000s, mid-2000s, and back, when you ordered a Porsche and it didn't say turbo on it, you got an engine in the Porsche, but it didn't have a turbo. When you got a Porsche that had the turbo moniker on the back and it was deemed as a turbo and you paid for a turbo, guess what you got? You got an engine with a turbo on it. Let's think of it that way. SEO is your engine. AEO is your 911 engine with the turbo. Guess what? The turbo doesn't work if you don't have the engine, though. You need fundamental, proper SEO principles in your dealership, in your business, in your e-commerce brand in order for AEO to work. Now, let me know in the comments if you want to know more about what those core SEO vitals are. And one thing that I'm doing, and my team, more importantly, is doing, because I have a lot of people on my team that are way smarter than me. I just know how to blah, 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 gum flap a little bit. But these team members, professional human beings, are really, really smart. And they can do things that I can't do. It would take me days, and I probably still can do it. What they are experimenting with is some really cool stuff. And how we're assembling our AEO package is, we've gone through iterations, and we still will, but you need the foundational SEO first. And then we put a bucket on top for AEO. And that bucket on top are deliverables. But guess what? The deliverables don't stay static every month. They change. Why? Because knowing how to rank in AI engines and answer engines is a challenge, and it's an ever-changing game. So we need to make sure our service is flexible and it changes. And that's one of the biggest pitfalls I see in marketing companies, agencies, and especially car dealership agency marketing companies. Because car dealers usually are like, I'm sorry, I'm going to offend everybody on this channel. I'm sorry. Prehistoric sometimes. We're prehistoric. This industry is built on like this, a lot of prehistory. But that doesn't mean that we're bad. That just means that we're, founded in some stuff. And there's good stuff back in that history. I just insulted all of my viewers. Sorry. If you made it this far and need to leave me a nasty comment, I get it. But I'm just going to tell the truth as it is. My dad's an old car dealer. He's been in the auto business his whole life. We got a garage downstairs where we work on cars. I sold cars all my life, work on cars, mechanical engineer. It just is what it is, right? It is what it is. This business is built on some founding principles, but we're slow. We're slow and we need to be faster. So when we bring this back, man, I really went on a tangent there. When we bring this back, you know, we have to leave our AEO service flexible because we need to try different things. But when you try different things, you also need consistency. So it's not like you can do like one thing 1 month and then a completely opposite thing the next month. You don't necessarily want to do that. We know that. But we need flexibility in that. And that's why I think that our model, our package, our system, and our team is set up the best for car dealers moving forward that want to rank in answer engines. So that's why I'm educating about this. And guess what? I don't know everything. I don't know everything that there is to know yet. But we're willing to learn, and we're plugged in a few different communities that are actually completely outside the car dealership space because we want to understand what other communities are doing so we can learn from them, pull into this industry, and then replicate. That's the type of stuff we're looking to do, right? So I can read all this stuff. That's fine. I'm going to share this link in the bottom of this video, and you can read some of this. It's fine. But when we're thinking about AEO, think about you need a foundational layer of SEO, search engine optimization. Your website's got to be clean. You need the right schema. You need local directories. You need NAP if you're a local business. Name, address, phone number, consistency. You need some of the basics. Just do the basics. Basics. Make sure your website loads quick. Make sure it's not too broken on the homepage. Make sure your leads work. Make sure your pricing's accurate. Basics. Then once you have the basics, then we can start to do the more advanced stuff. Put the turbo on. Let's go fast. Let's go fast. So, if you want to know what some of those going fast things are, let me know in the comments. I've already discussed them a little bit on this channel. Look up anything related to, if you search the channel, look up anything with AI. You'll learn more about what we're testing, what we're doing. But I wanted to explain a little bit more of the difference, why it matters for dealers, why it's gonna matter for businesses moving forward. And yeah, if you want to invest in making sure you're live for answer engine optimization, you got to have foundational layer in SEO. But also, any marketing company that says they know exactly how to do it, I think is full of BS. Because it's changing so dang quick, you don't know. So I'd look for more of a company to go, these are our best indicators right now. These are our best measurable results right now. There's a lot that could change. This is how we're going to deal with it when they change. If you find a company like that, you got to invest in them. And guess what? My company does that. Because that's the way that we want to do it. You know what you know what you don't know, you don't know what you know, and then you don't know what you don't know, right? Anyways, this didn't really fit the transcript of the video in my head. This more or less just became a rant. I hope you enjoyed if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments if you didn't enjoy. It's okay. I understand. And I'll see you in the next one. Because guess what? I'm going to be creating these for some time. I love this business. I love this industry. I want to keep growing. And I want the people and partners that I work with to excel quickly. David Feldman-Makrias, thank you so much.